How we doing, folks? How we doing tonight? Well, I had two guys talking planned up and ready to go for you, but unfortunately some stuff fell through, and it's still gonna be two guys talking. There'll still be another male in the room, but I've actually, Jesus fucking Christ, already speaking out loud. I heard a fart in the background. Jesus, we're gonna talk about farts later, but damn.
Anything.
We'll see how that recorded over. But I have my intern, Rodriguez Williams, with us tonight, and I brought in Kitty. We're going to have three perspectives tonight, not just two guys talking, but there's going to be three of us. I have a quite extensive list that we're going to go over tonight. I cut a couple things out because Brett is not here tonight. He was supposed to be, but family issues came up and he could not be here with us. So I have a couple fill-ins. So I cut a couple things off the plan, but we're going to see how this goes tonight. And I think we're going to go into, I don't know, we'll save that for later. Do you want to go into healthcare, vaccines? I mean, I got two other people in the room, and you have some bounce some ideas off of. What topic do you guys want to start with tonight?
Healthcare and vaccines sounds pretty decent.
Okay, so this is actually a big one, and at the end, we're gonna have some topics on COVID safe sex. But anyway, so healthcare and vaccines. We've heard a lot about them now out there. I mean, it's pretty much plastered across our news. It's what you see every single day. What do you think about vaccines in general? Not just the COVID-19 vaccine, but vaccines that are in our world today that we use on a daily basis and people give all the time.
I personally am not for vaccines.
Rodriguez, I mean, as a Mexican, what are you? Irish, Canadian, black, white, Mexican, Puerto Rican, and Asian American. I mean, you could be all over the board on this topic.
Well, they're iffy at times.
But obviously, you've got them. I've got them.
Yeah.
I mean, Kitty's got them. We've all got them, but none of us that are sitting here, including Rodriguez over here, got them in the intensity that they are being given nowadays. No, I don't think he did.
Yes, he did.
I could go back and probably prove not even close.
I might.
Did he have 6 shots before the age of 48 hours?
No.
Okay, exactly. He's not even close to what they're giving nowadays. There's shots that they give to these kids
Before they're even born.
Well, they give to the mother.
Yes,
but
there's still a vaccine that they're given before they're even born.
Well, yeah, kinda. Hopefully the mother passes that vaccine on. Not necessarily means they do, and we're not going to get into that subject right at the moment because I know that hits Kitty pretty hard. We'll save that for another time, folks. But, like, there's certain vaccines they get within 24 hours of being born that they technically shouldn't get till they're between the ages of 12 and 13 in sexual prime because of what the vaccine like goes against. Why are we even giving kids vaccines that would better them 13 years down the road than 24 hours after they were born?
I don't understand why they're given the amount of vaccines that they're giving nowadays anyway. I mean, even the amount that Rodriguez got
This is way more than you and me got.
Yes, way more than what I got. I didn't get my first vaccines until I was 6 months old.
I'd have to go find out when my vaccination schedule was at that early of age because honestly, I don't even know.
I still
But
have my shot records.
yeah, well, I'm pretty sure my mother has my shot records too, so I could go back and find out. But I really don't know. Does it matter? Because none of those vaccines now are even helping us in our immune system that we have at our age of 40.
I got a round of vaccines when I was about 25. They gave me another round of vaccines.
My last well, you were pregnant, so you were
no, I was not pregnant at 25.
so why did they give you a round of vaccines? I guess I don't know. I don't go to the doctor. I haven't seen the doctor since I was 18, and I haven't got a vaccine since I was 18.
I was diagnosed with something, so they gave me a round of vaccines.
Okay. So medical reasons they decided to give you vaccine shots.
Well, and they told me I was due anyway. They had like a list.
Everybody's due.
Yeah.
Hey, guess what? I haven't had a vaccine since I was 18 years old. How good is my health system? How good do I go to work? How often do I get sick?
You haven't even gotten a tetanus shot?
It's probably been 15 plus years. I don't step on rusty nails. I know how to not get tetanus. Again, it has to do with not knowing your surroundings, knowing where you're at. Trust me, if I step on a rusty nail and it goes through my foot, I'm heading to the hospital to get a tetanus shot.
Okay.
I mean, tetanus shots, I believe, are after the effect, not, you don't need to get them before the effect. It's after. I'll be perfectly fine as long as I deal with it within 12 hours of it happening.
In my personal opinion, vaccines cause more problems than they're actually worth.
Yeah, for the most part, I agree with you there, Rodriguez. They do cause more problems. Like, last time I had a vaccine, I was 18 years old, and I got the flu shot. I was deathly ill for 8 days after I got that flu shot because I had the flu. And it wasn't I had the flu. And this is a misconception that most people say, oh, they injected me with the virus. It was an inert virus, but the symptoms that you deal with from a disease is your body trying to fight off said disease.
Isn't that what all vaccines are, though, is a dead version of the virus?
It depends. There's a couple different ways they do it. So without actually getting the documents on that particular exact vaccine, you don't know which one you're getting. For the most part, though, it is either a dead or inert vaccine or virus. So, yes, it is the virus. But supposedly the virus is not alive to be able to multiply. That's yeah. Trust me, it makes as much sense as you're rolling your eyes at right now.
Sorry, can't help it.
But that's what it comes down to. I mean, vaccines, yes, there is some good vaccines. They took years and decades to perfect to where they are today.
The polio vaccine?
Hell, there ain't nothing going to be like Jonas Salk's polio vaccine. Don't get me started on that one because I like that vaccine because I like the creator of said vaccine. The creator of said vaccine gave it to the world for free. Didn't charge nobody.
Really? I didn't know that.
Gave it to the world for free. You don't make money off the polio vaccine because of the creator of the polio vaccine. But they want to charge millions and thousands, and hospitals are getting money because of COVID patients and everything else.
There's more money in treating than there is in
There always
curing.
is. That's why there. But again, they're getting money to just document deaths as COVID, have COVID patients, everything else. They don't care about treating. They want to create the most revenue for said hospitals.
Right.
That's a bad incentive to have in our health system. That's not an incentive you want to have on your health system because nobody cares about actually curing or treating or making anybody better. They just worry about having patients and income coming through the door.
Right.
So, again, I like certain vaccines, especially the polio vaccine. It was given to the world for free. It's a free vaccine. The guy made zero money off of it, created it, and gave it to the world to try to cure a disease, and it pretty much almost did.
Wasn't the smallpox vaccine approximately the same way?
I don't know who created the smallpox vaccine, so I couldn't tell you on that one. I just know the polio one because the polio one is the very first and most famous vaccine. Now, again, everybody claims me as an anti-vaxxer. No, I'm pro-choice. You want to inject yourself with a chemical that you think is going to help you live a better life, so be it. But don't expect everybody to line up and want to get injected with the same vaccine or same chemical. I mean, that's what it comes down to. It's choice. And unfortunately, right now, we have no choice. Wear a mask, muzzle, whatever you want to call it, mask or muzzle. Wear a muzzle, stay 6 feet apart, don't cough and sneeze on people, sanitize and bathe a lot, and we're going to defeat the COVID virus. No, the fuck we're not, folks.
No.
I mean,
No,
we haven't
not at
even
all.
we haven't even defeated the Spanish flu. It's still around. People still get it. That's
We
what
haven't
happens.
beaten tuberculosis.
Yeah. Again, we haven't beaten many viruses.
True. Very true.
Not many. We've got a herd immunity in our bodies and our offspring and our new the ones that are less affected compared to me or you or my parents. Those people are the ones that are going to get it, create an immunity, and here in 5 or 10 years, it's going to be like a seasonal flu and everything else, just like it pretty much is now. And speaking of, let me pull up a little bit of facts here. Where did I put that? Where did I put it? It wasn't. Did I not save it? Oh, there it is. Two guys' images. COVID numbers. We'll go in here. So, 1918 Spanish flu. 50 million people died. That's a lot of motherfucking people. 1918 world population, about 950 million people. That's 5.26% of the world's population. That's
Which
tragic.
is a high number.
Well,
Yes.
that's tragic. Okay, so 2018. We're going to, 2018, 2019. Guess what? N1H1, folks. The Spanish flu reared its head, but we didn't call it Spanish flu no more. We call it H1N1. Same virus, just named differently. So 100 years later, you don't put two and two together. Killed 650,000 people. That's a hell of a lot less than the 50 million it killed 100 years prior.
Right.
World population at the time, 7.5 billion. Population exploded over the last 100 years. That's a 0.009% mortality rate.
But you gotta look. You also have to look at, like, when you say population explosion, you gotta look at the death numbers, the ages back then. People are living longer than they used to. The mortality,
Well, yeah.
the infant mortality rate is way down compared to what it used to be.
It is, and people don't care about those numbers. They care about the dead numbers. All they care about is 150,000 people died. Well, yeah, 150,000 people normally die in this last time. I mean, we're not really. I mean, people live and die. That's part of life, and this is what I think our reality and our society has disinvolved is the fact that people, no matter what, between the ages of 10 months before they're born and 110 to 115 years later are going to die in that time frame. We're always going to die. All three of us are going to be dead one day.
Sorry, I gotta throw this out there. I just saw in the paper the other day that there was a woman in one of the towns near us that turned 107 years old.
It was actually the town. It was,
Yeah,
yeah, it was Finley.
yeah, I know.
I'll say where we're at. I mean, we're not at. I mean, it's Black Swamp, Northwest Ohio, baby. But yeah, no, 107. And she was shocked that people even did it. And I kind of give her granddaughter mad props for coming up with, hey, I can't see grandma, I can't be with her, but let's see if we can at least create something for her to remember right now. And hopefully she makes it to 108, and hopefully people can see her again and she can get it back out. I hope she does not catch COVID, and whatever nursing home she's in, I hope stays 100% clean because of that, because she's on the high mortality rate for
Right.
COVID. There's a part of our population that is very susceptible. There's also treatments out there that they don't want you to know about. But you know what? I can't talk about that, or I might be pulled off of YouTube.
Right.
So we talked about masks and muzzles. Yeah, you like that?
Since we're talking about COVID for a minute,
Yeah, I gotta pull up some stuff anyway. So give me
the
a second.
numbers that scare me the most about this whole thing is the suicide rate. The suicide rate has went up.
The numbers they don't tell you about.
Yeah, yeah. The numbers that they're not telling you about.
Oh, of
The
course.
suicide rate has went up. What? 112% or some shit like that.
I could go look it up, but I don't have that for the show tonight. But yeah, and not just that, the drug overdoses and everything else is going up.
The domestic abuse, the
Yeah.
Child abuse. Yeah, all the numbers
All
are
that.
going up.
That's just, I mean, everybody thinks, oh, we're in it together. No, there's households that have been locked together that should not have been locked together. I don't care how deadly of a virus is outside the fucking doors. Let me go here. Bookmarks. What was I going to bring up? Oh, I was going to jump into the safe sex during COVID. So, here's an article. It's going to be down in the description, folks, because I'm going to share this shit. So, the headline of said article is Glory Holes, Masks, and More. 15 tips for safer sex during COVID-19. So let's go through these. Unfortunately, the novel COVID virus is here to stay for the foreseeable future, forcing the world to either shelter in place or drastically limit social interactions. So, however, it is impossible to force absentee on every American. So that like, I mean, you try to force masks and muzzles on every American. You try to force every American to stay inside their homes and not go out and live their life, but you can't stop them from having sex?
Of course not.
I guess not. For those seeking to have sex, New York City, the British Columbia Center for Disease Control, and even Harvard University, researchers have released recommendations on limiting risk. So we have a guideline to safe COVID sex, because when we're in public, we need to wear a mask. But when we're in private, we need to wear a mask also. See some of their guidelines below, and remember, if you're feeling sick, don't have sex. The safer sex is solo sex. The best way to avoid catching COVID-19 and STIs from the matter is masturbation. That's number one, folks. That's one of 15. Just remember,
Well-
this gets better as we go down.
Wait. That would keep you from getting other diseases too.
Well, that's what it says. It says The best way to avoid catching COVID-19, they call it STIs, not STDs.
Well, because they're not considered diseases, they're considered infections.
Okay. Well, I always knew them as STDs. I guess they're STIs now. See, I'm getting old. I don't know the terminology, and the word changes just like I did know the Spanish flu and H1N1 was the same virus from 100 years. I did not know they changed STDs to STIs. But anyway.
It's been a few years since they've changed it.
Oops.
What'd you throw that for?
Was he getting thirsty over there? I think he might have wanted to talk. I don't know. What's going on, Rodriguez? Are you a little more thirsty now?
No, just dropping stuff.
Sounded like a shot glass is what it sounded like.
No, it was my phone.
It was his phone hitting the shot glass.
I heard a shot glass in that scenario. Anyway, okay, so that was number 1. That was just the first. 2, call for help. I wish I could have your face on video right now for that one for everybody else to see. Phone sex and video sex can also keep you COVID free. However, even here, it's important to be careful about your partners as screenshots can be used for sexual exploitation.
What?
Oh my God, that's too funny.
We're only at number 2.
Basically, it's still number 1 because you're still by yourself in a room taking things in your own hands.
But somebody else is watching you. You're video conferencing.
That would just be creepy.
You're sexting. Your phone sex. Obviously, on a phone sex operator, the other one's probably an ugly bitch with a good voice that is sitting there eating Twinkies and counting the money that she's gaining per minute because you're sitting there getting off to her talking dirty to you.
Right.
But some of it's video sex, like you and me video sexing rather than actually having sex.
That's not nearly as much fun.
That way we don't catch COVID, though, and kill Meemaw and Peepaw.
That's more.
My grandparents have been dead for years, so.
That's more creepy than anything.
Yeah, very creepy. But anyway, okay, let's get on. We've only got 2. Trust me, it gets better. Their third statement for safe sex: find a sex buddy. Last time I knew, that was a fuck buddy.
Yeah.
Friends with benefits. I mean, but they say it should just be one. The more partners you have, the greater risk of exposure to COVID-19. Well, obviously, a greater exposure to any disease, no matter what the fuck it is out there.
Right?
In the Netherlands, the government has even recommended that citizens find a dedicated sex buddy. The safer sex is with someone you live with in your quarantine bubble. Most of that is mostly family members, unless you were already dating and fucking somebody originally when this all happened.
Didn't they, in like England or something like that, make it illegal to have sex outside of your home? Outside of the people in your home?
Yes, they did.
I think I saw an article
England-
about it a couple months ago or something.
If you go back and look at the English fucking monarchy, it's all inbred sex in the first place.
Well, this I know.
So,
Yes, they did release an article a while ago stating that it was interesting.
you know, again, some cultures, okay, that's their culture, whatever. Make sure I don't get with any of those families. Okay. Number 4, for safer sex, postpone the orgies. Oh, trust me, it gets better. This gets better as we go down this list, and there's 15 of them. So this is why I wanted this part of my fucking show tonight, because this is just fucking hilarious,
See,
folks.
I can't say shit about that.
Ready? As the New York City guidelines state, if 2 is company, then 3 or more is definitely a crowd. Any large gathering of people in an intimate setting should be avoided.
Of course, it'd be New York saying that.
Oh, get ready, because New York says a lot. Pick a partner you trust. Okay, I told you you don't have COVID.
A lot of these are repetitive.
Yeah, I know they are. 6, know the symptoms, because I guess while you're getting ready to fuck, if she coughs, you might not. You might want to second guess if you're gonna fucking fuck her or not. I mean, seriously. She coughed. Fuck it. It's off. I'm calling this off. We're done. I'm not fucking her tonight. Nope, not gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen.
Oh, I wonder how many. I wonder how many guys right now that if she coughs, it goes limp. I wonder if that's a thing right now.
Actually, it might be with the millennials. They're afraid. I saw a couple guys riding bikes.
Dude,
literally
the
16,
fear of-
17-year-old riding, or not even 16, probably 13 or 14-year-olds riding bikes with masks on today. Riding bikes down the sidewalk with masks on. It's as bad as the drivers. I'm pretty sure their parents are probably the ones that have the mask on while they're driving around town.
You do realize that the dogs are looking at us like, why were they bad people? Is that why they're wearing muzzles? I mean, because that's what they remind me of. I'm sorry, they do. They remind me of muzzles.
Much. I mean, it's really much what they are. They're muzzles. They keep the voices down. They keep people from speaking out and actually being an individual. This is what they want. You can't no more being an individual.
No, not gonna happen with this chick.
It's not gonna happen with this family.
I know, right?
Anyway, so number 7. This is a good one. I like the way it's titled. It really has nothing to do with the way it's titled. Come out of the closet.
Wait. Didn't they all come out of the closet like a few years ago?
No, that trust me, the title has nothing to do with the way you should avoid COVID in this case.
Oh, okay.
Pick a large, well-ventilated area for lovemaking. Open a window if possible. That's how you do safe COVID sex.
Okay, so now we're promoting sex outdoors.
No. Yeah, I guess outdoors would be a large ventilated area.
Yeah, it would.
I mean, but that's safe COVID sex. So we could have sex outdoors, and if the cops come up, we just got to say we're having safe COVID sex by having it. There we go. That would be a fun one to try to defend, but I don't think it would ever hold up in the court of law.
Oh, but it would be so funny.
It would. And we have a bunch of publicity on that because news sources would be flocking for this court chase.
Oh, of course.
Why did you guys get indecent exposure? Well, we were practicing safe COVID sex. Well, we might have that. Anyway, let's move on to 8. Wear a mask. A June study from Harvard University. Researchers recommend wearing a mask during sex with those outside of your quarantine bubble. So if you're just going to go to the bar and pick up on a bitch with a mask on while you're drinking, where you don't have to have your mask on, and then put your mask back on to go back to her place to have sex, you might as well keep your mask on. Did I just sum that one up in a heartbeat?
Yeah, pretty much.
This makes sense since the virus is spread primarily through the saliva, mucus, and breath of it.
Can we back up for a second? You would think the masks might actually help a little bit with the whole sex situation when it comes to strangers because you can't actually see their face.
No, you just get from the neck down.
Right. So she's a butterface.
She pulls the mask off, and you just go, no. We gotta. This is safe COVID sex. Put your mask back on. I don't want to catch COVID.
Sorry, I had to throw that out there. I could not help it. I had to.
Wow.
What?
Hold on. Yeah. So, anyway, the virus is spread primarily through saliva, mucus, and breathing of an affected person. A mask will also cover heavy breathing and panting, another risk factor.
That's going to be just like a condom. It's going to be forgotten like
Lord,
10
yeah.
seconds into it.
Okay, ready for number 9. Avoid kissing. No kissing, straight to sex. No kissing, foreplay, or nothing, straight to sex.
Where's
I
the
know
fun in
you.
That
Thank you, Rodriguez. Thank you. At least the two guys talking here make fucking sense. Kitty makes no sense. She gave me the look like, what's the problem with that?
There is no problem with that.
There's a lot of problem with that.
There is not.
Yes, there is.
No.
Yes.
No.
No, we're done there. It's
If it's just a friends with benefits situation, kissing makes things messy. Because somebody then usually catches feelings.
kissing has nothing to do with the catching of the feelings. The penis in the vagina is what catches the feelings, not the kissing.
No, us it didn't.
Well, no, it doesn't. I'm not talking us. I'm talking normal people.
Normal is a setting on the dryer, babe.
Okay, as normal as we are. We're
'Cause
pretty normal.
We are pretty normal. I
For
mean,
us.
everybody is going to be weird to somebody else.
Touche. Anyway, on to 10. Wear a condom. A condom will protect you from STIs. It may also prevent protection from COVID-19. The virus has been found in fecal matter in some patients. Although they have not confirmed transmission through anal sex, a condom will also prevent contact with saliva during oral sex.
That's
Oh, shit. Anyway, I knew I was going to have problems reading these when I read them the first time.
God, that's too funny.
Sorry, we have to be it has to be gender neutral, folks.
Condoms should be used anyway.
Always.
yes.
Period. Especially if it's somebody you don't know.
Unless you're married to them or going to marry to them, you're good to go.
Yeah, please use a condom because you
Anyway.
never know what the other person might actually be doing.
Okay. Okay, anyway, we'll keep going with the gay references for the moment here. Avoid rimming is number 11.
That doesn't necessarily have to be a gay thing.
It doesn't, but I don't like my salad toss, so and I don't toss salad, so avoid rimming is very easy for me.
Right.
The Harvard study advises against sexual behaviors with risk for fecal oral transmission.
No comment.
Or the involvement of semen or urine. So no scat play.
I'm speechless.
Yeah, well. And I'm over here talking and giving you terms exactly of scat play. That's exactly what they said. Avoid scat play, folks. That's a bad sexual practice right now. You might catch COVID. This one's the funny one. I laughed at this one. Mutual masturbation. Wear a mask and keep a little physical distance. So you and me wear a mask. We stay 3 or 6 feet apart, and we both just masturbate.
No.
Yeah, no is the answer to that one. But that's safety tip number 12. Number 13, get kinky. And this, folks, is where the glory hole comes in.
Oh my God.
The British Columbia Center for Disease Control has recommended the time-honored glory hole as a safe sex barrier to COVID-19. Yes, folks. Poke a hole in the wall, fuck your woman on the other side of the wall because you guys need to stay away from COVID-19. Folks, if you're living with the person you're fucking with and everything else, I mean, yeah, I understand. There's promiscuous college students out there that are trying to fuck every night, 100 different people every night, male or female. But still, if you're out at the bar drinking with them, you're gonna catch COVID way before you fucking have sex with them. Practice cleanliness. Shower before and after sex. Don't touch your face with unwashed hands. Launder those sheets. Clean areas with soap and alcohol wipes. Keep a bottle of hand sanitizer on hand, or bring one with you if you're traveling.
I so wish Brett was here right now.
Yeah, I so do too. Because
Oh my
I mean,
Lord,
I'd
I
have
would be
fun.
laughing.
I could be talking with more shit, and we'd have some fun. And the 15th step is a bullshit step, folks. This has nothing to do with prevention or safe sex. Go get tested. Well, of course they want you to get tested. But yeah, that's 15 safe facts for COVID sex. Glory hole tonight, babe?
Sure, why not? Oh my Lord.
I guess I'm going to go with that's a no. Okay.
Why are we gonna cut a hole in a perfectly good wall?
We can use a sheet, right? Sheet works just the same. I mean, it's just like a
Why
mask.
are we gonna cut a hole in a perfectly good sheet? There's no point in that whatsoever. You and I have been around each other every day for the last, 8 months?
Plus, I mean, we sleep next to each other, so yeah. I mean, some of the days that's all we do, sleep next to each other. We both go to work, but
Right.
for the most part, I mean, trust me, you kiss me before you leave, I kiss you before we leave, and
Yeah, if either one of us was exposed to it, we would have caught it a long time ago.
I'm pretty sure you would have started showing signs way before me,
Probably.
more than likely. Hell, Rodriguez living here would have started showing signs if we had it.
Right?
Yeah, I live in another.
Hell, my mom, my dad, people I've been around, people I work with, somebody around me would have started showing signs that, ooh, we have it. Now, I'm not saying with the numbers going up here the next month, couple months, going into the fall, we might not come down with it.
But speaking of numbers going up, I have seen quite a few posts and a couple articles about nurses sending in tests
Oh,
that
yeah.
have never touched anything or anybody, and they come back positive for COVID.
Those stories, just like the doctors that are. No, hold on. I think I have this. I don't have that one as an image here. The doctors that decided they were going to speak out because they've been on the front line and actually have used tactics and prescription drugs that are on the market, have been on the market for many, many, many years to treat malaria and Alzheimer's. I know I can't say the word. YouTube might ban me. Somebody else might ban me, but it starts with a Q and it's pronounced chloroquine. Maybe with a water H2 hydro on the front of that. But it's funny we bring that up because in 2005, Fauci, the doctor we're all listening to right now, official publication of Dr. Fauci's National Institution of Health, published what is now a blockbuster article on August 22nd, 2005. Under the heading, "Get ready for this. Chloroquine is a potential inhibitor of SARS coronavirus induction and spread." Yeah, this was in 2005, back when we had SARS. You know, now this is SARS 2. We had SARS before. And
That was the one that was affecting the birds, right?
no, SARS was a Middle Eastern respiratory infection.
Yeah, but I thought it was the one where birds would drop dead.
It wasn't the bird flu.
No, it had nothing to do with the bird flu.
That I don't know. I'd have to
Hold on,
go
I'll
go
look it up.
research
Hold
some SARS, but SARS is the South African respiratory syndrome. Is the reason, and COVID Now, COVID-19 is just the symptoms. COVID-19 is not the disease. The disease is SARS-CoV-2. SARS coronavirus 2. They're actually classifying it as the second SARS.
Interesting.
Yes. Well, back in '05, they had a treatment, which was chloroquine and hydrochloroquine, to treat and take care of SARS. There's a reason the countries that have high malaria populations, like outbreaks, use this drug and have a very low COVID infection/death rate.
So why don't
Oh,
they start
that was the
using that?
Zika virus.
Oh yeah, Zika. Well, and that was a mosquito.
Yeah, but there were birds that were dropping dead.
Oh yeah, but no. So SARS, and it even states here in their post. So hydrochloroquine functions as both a cure and a vaccine. In other words, so they already knew hydrochloroquine handled SARS, the original SARS, SARS-CoV-1, if we want to get technical.
Right.
SARS-CoV-1, they already knew hydrochloroquine helped it and dealt with it. And now they're telling us that we can't use that to try to treat SARS-CoV-2 because that's a bad drug. Mind you, this drug, hydrochloroquine, is safe for pregnant women and breastfeeding mothers. If a drug is okay for pregnant women and breastfeeding mothers, it's pretty much okay for every fucking person on this planet.
So why don't they use that? then?
Precisely.
That's the whole conspiracy theorist there, Rodriguez. Yeah, Ohio went to ban it, but because of so much backlash, they retracted it and they're allowed to use it. Now, a lot of countries don't use it. There's still countries out, and they have the highest death mortality rate out of everybody. We have a mix in this country because some states use it and some states don't. And then the states or the countries that used it are on the low end of the population mortality rate. Yeah, no, it's a drug that should be given to anybody that comes down to SARS-CoV-2 if they request it. If they want to go that route, I'll take that. If I get it, give it to me. We'll see what happens. It's not going to kill me. The drug combination is not going to kill me. It's actually probably going to make me recover from it 100% times better than just waiting it out. Now, I'm in the age range where I could just wait it out and see how sick I really get, and you know what I mean? So are you. You're in the age range that if you get it, we won't even know if you have it. Nobody under the age of 20 has died yet. Now, they want to say an 8-year-old girl died. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she had underlying health issues that had nothing to do.
Well, if you saw at the beginning, more or less the beginning of this, they classified deaths that weren't even COVID related.
Oh, they still do that.
COVID.
They still do that. And it's not dying of COVID, it's not dying from COVID, it's dying with COVID now. And then you got to decipher all those death certificates to say, okay, this person died because of it. This person only died with it type deal. And now you're splitting hairs when it comes to that, and they don't want to sit down and actually do the...
You mean the guy that died 3 days after finding out he had it?
Yeah. And he was a young guy. Well, he was overweight, so... Again...
But to me, it's still suspicious.
Well, him like me, he said it was a hoax. Nobody was going to die from it. This is bullshit. They need a martyr sometimes. And when you come out saying that you don't believe in it and don't think it's going to kill you and it's a hoax, they're going to use you as a
The
martyr.
shit this is doing to the kids' heads, though.
Oh, well, trust me. Wait till school goes back.
If you really look at it, it's pretty much just a money game.
Hence.
Money? What's money? I don't know what money is. I got a lot of forms of money. I have no clue what money is. Money is a lot of things there, Rodriguez. I know you're Mexican, but God, you have no financial skills.
That is true.
So, We went through masks and muzzles. Here, we'll lighten some stuff up, folks. So, we'll go on here real quick. Let me pull this up. This is just a funny bit. I'm a golfer. I love golfing. We're going to have to, where did I put it? Where did I put it? Glory holes. There it is. So, obviously, a lot of sports around the country have 0 spectators right now. So when somebody tees off and starts clapping, you get the mics pick all that up and everything else. Well, golf is not like NBA and some of the other sports are pumping in fake cheers. They're just recording golf play. Well, when you record golf play, trust me, I'm a golfer. This has happened before. Luckily, mine wasn't caught on camera, but yeah. Well, this should actually get a little interesting here. Hopefully, this plays good the first time. We'll see. Did you hear? Did you hear?
It's a little bit of a squeaker.
It was a little bit of a squeaker. But yeah, they so obviously with the mics on, and the mics are very sensitive, just like some of our mics that are here in the studio. So you hear kind of a little bit of background noise, like if I knock my can on or if I crack it open, you're gonna hear it. Well, it picked up a one that let loose, and trust me, when you're golfing, sometimes when you swing, your body's moving. It just sometimes comes out. It's like a power hit. It's like extra boost sometimes. I don't know.
Could you imagine having microphones in a yoga class?
Oh God.
I'm pretty sure if you research that, you're probably gonna find microphones in a yoga class somewhere. But people do. I mean, and is it the mat squeaking or is it people farting? Them mat squeak. I know what they're made out of.
But
And everybody's all sweaty and
you
stuff.
do
got-
end up in some poses that relax you, and
Oh, no.
things happen. I mean,
I fully understand that. And hey, Rodriguez intern, go grab me a Coke, please.
Yep.
We'll kick that mic off. Ah, there's where that background noise was coming from. It is a little hot still. Hear it?
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. But you guys are close together, so it's a little harder to separate your two mics with, again, it's best if you have a bigger room and you can stay across. So
Well, eventually.
yeah, well, trust me, this is bigger than I've ever had before, and it's a permanent setup. So yeah, sorry folks, you don't get to see who I'm all talking to because you know what? Right now, they don't need to be seen. The intern's definitely not going to be seen. He's an intern. And he walks right behind me here in a second. See, you just walked him, see him, and partially walking through. You barely see him. You don't get him on the camera over here. It's Rodriguez. Hold on. You want to see a picture of Rodriguez? Hey, Rodriguez, say hi.
No.
Oh, sorry. I didn't turn your mic back on, Rodriguez. Try that again.
No.
Yeah, see? Rodriguez. Rodriguez is a good guy. But Rodriguez is also a intern that doesn't get to have publicity. Nor do we really care to have him have publicity.
Not at this point in time, no.
Nah, I can't make money off of Rodriguez yet. Gonna make money off of him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, you get I give you stipends. Don't worry. You'll get your cut. I'm not that type of shady boss. But I got to pay for the business before I pay for you. So that's why you're an intern.
Yeah.
You're not a paid person on the show.
Understandable.
Yeah, exactly. Kitty will become a paid intern.
Paid intern?
Well, you just get part of whatever I have. You're gonna do more than just intern. You're gonna be on a show. You want your own show, which
I do want my own show.
I'll give you crafting with Kitty. It'll be one that's coming down the pike. we got to set up the recording studio and everything else because your craft room is not even close to being set up, ready to go. So
nowhere close. But it's
yeah.
a little too warm in there right now to do
Yeah,
anything.
well, sorry. I'm a Bitcoin enthusiast, and her room is where the miners are at. So her room's a little warm here in the summer. Now in the winter, I don't have to heat the room at all.
No,
But
no.
I shut off the vent. We're good to go.
I will be spending a lot of time in there in the
And
winter.
again, we will be doing a lot of crafting with Kitty episodes. So where I show her how to actually shoot a camera here and do your crafting and just do it. If you want to talk, talk, but none of the audio is ever going to come through. We'll do audio on the backside. Then we got gardening, which we'll figure out. Our raspberries are dead. I picked them last and they're dead. But that's because of weather. And we might go out and we might do a little short raspberry video here soon on that part of the channel. Is anybody really watching us? I really don't know if anybody's watching us or not. We just farted with PGA golfers farting. I'm sorry, folks. Hey, come on, we talk about and deal with everything. I got one viewer,
Really?
one person's viewing us. Unfortunately, nobody's talking. Not a single chat.
Well, at least somebody's watching.
I got one viewer. Still only have 25 followers. No, but we're good. We're going almost an hour. Wow, I didn't expect you guys to last that long.
Really?
Yeah.
It
Do we
doesn't
want
seem like it's been an hour.
50 minutes?
Wow.
Dang.
As to me. But I'm used to doing this, and I'm used to paying attention to my time, my clock, and everything else. So you guys aren't. I understand. But that's a good thing. When you make it not seem like an hour, it makes that hour and 2 hours even better for the listeners.
Right.
So, well, we want to talk about a couple more topics and then call it good at an hour.
Sure.
So pretty much, I had choices we make, but I think we've discussed about that with vaccines and everything else throughout the night tonight. Do we want to talk about the KKK beer, or should I leave that for when Brett's on the show?
Let's leave that for when Brett's on the show.
Okay, cool. So hopefully next show, me and Brett are on. Have our two guys talking again, because I can come up with pretty much, we can go back over the health and vaccine bullshit again, because that's what's in the news every single fucking day. So do we want to talk about cancel culture or the Chinese seeds?
Let's talk about the mysterious seeds.
I knew you were going to do that too. I wanted to talk about cancel culture because of Trader Joe's, but I will.
We could do both. We could spend like a couple minutes on both.
Okay, so let me pull up. Let me pull up the Chinese seeds first. So, folks, I'm prominent on Facebook. I'm prominent and I speak loudly over social media. I put my 2 cents in, obviously. I do it here. I get bullshit on the backside on Facebook. Trust me, that's a platform that it can go fuck itself for the most part. It watches you. It pays attention to you. It pushes the...
We should try to find a different social media platform.
There isn't many.
I know there isn't many, but there's got to be something other.
Not other than Facebook to stay connected. Unfortunately, this is the only reason I still use Facebook, folks. I talk to people around the world. I don't just talk to my neighbors 4 miles up the road. I talk to people 4,000 miles away, and I can connect to them on a daily basis and talk to them whenever I want. There is no other media platform where you can do that.
Whatever happened to Google Plus? Why did they shut that down? Because I was on that for a while. I actually liked that better than Facebook.
I don't know what Google Plus is.
Really?
Again, I don't pay attention to useless fads that come through, if you haven't noticed.
It was there. Google Plus was around for at least 10 years.
Maybe they haven't still. I don't know.
No, they got rid of it. Last year, I do believe.
Well, and I've been through like Skype.
Oh, yeah.
I used to use Skype. I helped build Skype because Skype was free. I talked to my friends overseas. I talked to them, everything else, and all of a sudden, boom. Nope, you got to pay now. You got to pay to make a call over here. You got to pay to go international. You got to pay to do all that shit. Oh, yeah. And I stopped using it. Fuck that shit. I use it for free. And that's why Facebook I still use because I can video, I can call over Facebook Messenger. I can actually message and talk to directly without emailing my friends overseas.
I do believe Google Hangouts is still free for that kind of stuff, though, too.
It might be. I don't think it is because Google, again, with this COVID over the last 4 or 5 months, everything like that has become a priority for life.
They have their own, they have a separate thing, though. It's called Google Meeting.
Well, they do, but still, I think it's all pay now. You at least a subscription per year. I might have to look it up. I honestly, I don't know, folks. I use the free shit. It works for me. I don't look for other sources until I can't use that free shit no more, and then I look for other sources. Kind of like YouTube Live. I get banned, so I go to Twitch. Now we're on Twitch. See how that works? I didn't have a need for something, and then I needed something, and I find an alternative. So I'm pretty sure there's alternatives out there. So I'm pretty sure there's other alternatives out there, but I just don't use them. They don't use them. So, yeah. So I honestly I don't know if there is, but I just use Facebook because yes, I don't post any personal shit on Facebook. Trust me, nothing personal. I don't even put my relationship on Facebook, and my girlfriend kind of hates me for that sometimes. I know she doesn't. I like to say she does, but I don't. And she knew that from day one. I don't put that shit on Facebook because Facebook is horrible for that shit. You put your own personal business on Facebook, you deserve to be ridiculed and looked down on. Period. Facebook is a business / bullshit platform. There's bullshit and there's ads. That's pretty much all it is. And
I know quite a few people. I know quite a few people that their life on Facebook is 100% different than what they live in real life.
I like to say my personality on Facebook is not like what I post on Facebook is not what I believe because I like to speak for the underdog 100% of the time. So just because this is true, this person is guilty, I like to speak up. Hey, the other guy deserves a voice, period. Even though it might not be 100% good, he still deserves a voice. Everybody deserves a voice. And this is why I started this fucking shit, folks. Go listen to podcast number 1. It's about 48 minutes of pure audio with people that were around me and laying out what I was going to do with this show. And it is golden. Because I have races, sexualities. Actually, that's pretty much it now. I mean, you just have races and sexualities now. That's pretty much what it is.
How many genders are we up to?
I don't know, depending on what website you're on and how many they list when you go to fucking do it. I've seen upwards of 40. So, again, I fuck if I know. It's pretty much races and genders. That's all we got nowadays. So, we're back down to 2. It's not male, female. It's races and genders. Yeah, that's the horrible fucking bullshit about what we got going on.
Oh, the times we live in.
Times we live in?
Yeah. Well, not just the times we live in, the society we live in, how far we've fallen as a society.
Which society, though? I mean, we are still the youngest country on this planet.
Well, true. Very true.
Maybe not so much anymore because we've created other countries around the. We'll get into that later too, folks. I mean, the rabbit hole goes deep, very deep.
We
So
are all
we're.
mad here.
I'm not. So we wanted to talk about the China seeds, right?
Yeah.
Oh, what do we got here? China seeds. Where was the China seeds? Mandatory. Oh, that was mandatory COVID vaccine. We'll talk about that later too, folks. So people were getting these seeds around the country, out of nowhere. Now, our agriculture department, don't plant them. Don't do this. Don't do this. Well, 2 months later, people have planted them. Honestly, I want a pack so I can plant. Now, again, I'm a green thumb. Check out a couple of my pages here that we're going to get going. I'm a green thumb. I can keep these alive. I want to grow these seeds inside a safe room just to see what they are. Now, obviously, our own scientists are doing this, and most of the seeds are coming back herbs, vegetables, nothing that they got to worry about, no diseases, no, nothing like that. Now, there have been a couple invasive plants that have shown up here or there, but nothing that's really where, oh, we have an invasion. But people are thinking that. China's trying to take us over again. China's trying to.
China's been trying to take us over for what, the last 40 years?
Oh no! I mean, it. How long do you want to go back in history? What are you talking about?
I mean,
last
it is
100
one of
years.
the
I mean,
largest countries.
in the last 100 years, we've had 2 world wars. We've had famine, depression, starvation, mass destruction. I mean, and this is just the last 100 years. What's the next gonna bring? What's the? You look at it, the 1800s. That was mass starvation and black plague, and we are on repeat, folks. We just have technology now that helps us out a little bit more.
True story.
It really is weird. I mean, yes, in the last 100 years, our technology has skyrocketed. We have yet to figure out how to fucking use the shit.
But even 50 years ago, you and I would be considered old. Like, grandparent old.
Oh, yeah, no. I would have been born in 1910. No, 50 years ago would have been, what, 1970,
Well,
right? Yeah, 50,
Yeah.
50 years ago would have been the 70s, baby. Yes,
Right.
we're getting that old.
oh, Jesus Christ.
Anyway, so we'll use her analogy still. So 50 years ago was 1970. We would have been born in the 30s.
True story. That's just slightly older than my parents.
Yeah, well, that's slightly younger than my parents.
Slightly younger.
Or older,
Yeah.
or older.
Way
Or
older.
how do you want to do that one? I don't know how that math works.
Well, seeing my
No, I
parents
don't.
were at least 10 plus years older than yours.
Well, yeah, I mean, mine are only in their mid 60s,
Right. Mine are late 70s.
early 80s.
Well, yeah, Dad would have been 80 come next year.
And we're only 3 years apart
In
age.
age,
and,
yeah.
Again, this is the generations, folks. See how these generations work? They don't always fit together as they're supposed to as we advance our civilization.
No, I mean, I'm sure there's a few million people out there that have older parents like I do.
I know somebody that I graduated with that has way older parents than you.
Oh, I have someone I graduated with whose parents, when we were in high school, her dad was in his late 70s.
Oh, really? 70s?
Oh,
the
yeah.
the guy I graduated with, his dad during graduation was 62.
Yeah, this girl and her graduation, her dad was like 75,
Now,
something like
his
that.
oldest brother, he was 18. His oldest brother was 29 or 30.
Yeah, her older brother,
Is
and
that
she had a
right?
younger brother
12?
too.
Yeah.
When her younger brother graduated, their oldest brother, their older brother was like 50 something.
But yeah, no, one of the guys, he was the youngest of four. His oldest brother, I think, was almost 15 years older than him. So when we graduated, his oldest brother would have probably been in his early 30s, mid 30s.
My
And they're
brother,
still out there. Trust me, I golf with guys. I
my
golf
half
with people.
brother would have been 21, 22 years older than me.
I don't know. So we got off track of the China seeds.
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay. We're gonna cancel culture. Oh, I'll leave with LeBron James, folks. LeBron James is an idiot. I just want to have backup when I go to call him an idiot. We'll see that on the next installment of Two Guys Talking. Rodriguez, good talking with you, even though you didn't really talk. Good job being an intern tonight. You did what you needed to do. You did what you were asked to do.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, speaking to the mic, brother. You got to speak into the mic.
Thank you.
Nope, still speaking to the mic. No, nothing. Come on. Put your mic up on that face on the mic like you're going to down it like a cock and talk.
Thank you.
There you go. Good boy.
You have
God.
to yell in my ear.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
I did.
No.
This volume has nothing to do with the volume that's coming through on the actual recording. So yes, I did. Just because I had that up a little bit and got excited because your son actually did something right.
Wow, thank you.
I know. And still, he couldn't even thank me that way properly over the over the show. So, folks, we're gonna bid you adieu. We're gonna leave it at that, and we're gonna have a fun night tonight. Let's see if I can find the end screen. Where's the end screen? What the hell? I know I had it here. There it is. There's the end screen. Have a nice night, folks. These are two guys talking.